Lions football stadium at Ford Field holding a makeshift Breslin Center basketball floor for this one. Let's go back to 1998. The Bulls and Hawks played at the Georgia Dome in front of an NBA record, 62-046. And I forget who that guy is. And then in 1990, Notre Dame LSU Superdome and NCAA record, 68,112. Never seen him before either. 1951, Globetrotters, a basketball record, 75,000 in Berlin at Olympic Stadium. At 2001, Michigan State had the hockey record, 74,000 plus at Spartan Stadium. Saturday, 78,129. Former Globetrotter from 1951, Marcus Haynes, presenting the new attendance award. Second half, Allen Anderson plays big in front of big crowds. Kentucky up by 2, though. They shot 60%. Michigan State down 5. Chris Hill for 3. 13 for Hill. Everybody had to step up to get on the court. You see there the guys, sort of a Purdue-Vanderbilt bench scenario. Off the steal, Gerald Fitch for Kentucky pulls up for 3. Fitch with 25 points, 7 of 11 shooting. UK's lead is 6. Under a minute to go. Chuck Hayes, the hook, 2 of his 17, and Kentucky wins 79-74. Wildcats 5-0 for the first time since the 92-93 season. Saturday was the Spartans' 4th game versus a top 15 team this year, and they have lost all 4 at 3-4. Michigan State off to its worst start since the 95-96 season, which was Tom Izzo's first in East Lansing.
Florida at Louisville, Rick Pitino coaching against one of his favorite players from their Providence days, Billy Donovan.
If you would have told me when I first met him and took over that he could play for me a half a season with the New York Knicks, I would have said his father was the owner of the team. And then today to see him and what he represents, I think, all the great things about coaching.
Francisco Garcia, back from burying his brother, who was shot to death in New York City earlier this week, said he was dedicating his season to his brother, who he called his best friend. He finished with 21 points. Second half, Gators enjoying one last dribble as number 1, Christian Dreyer to David Lee. He had 24. It's a 3-point Louisville lead, but Garcia and his gang would make it a 15-point game at the 4:46 mark. Florida could not come back like it did against Maryland. Garcia would break down when the final buzzer sounded.
I mean, I know I got to stay strong. And, you know, me and Taquan talk every day. And Taquan is here with me. He's like my older brother. So I just got to stay focused and, you know, I got to keep going.
Billy Donovan now 0-5 as a head coach against teams coached by Rick Pitino. 73-65 Louisville. For the first time since 1989, a number 1 loses twice in the same week. When the polls are made public on Monday, you can...
Final 6 minutes, Mizzou down 3. Ricky Paulding to tie. It's a 15-3 Missouri run. Gonzaga down 5. Rony Torioff in the lane, out of the foul. Torioff, the free throw, no. Gonzaga swings it around, though. Blake Stepp pulls up for 3. No. Corey Violet. Oh, yeah. Out of the foul. Check it out again. Well, you know, not a whole lot of contact on that one.
Yeah, where was the foul?
Yeah. Violet's freebie, no good. Torioff to put back. Gonzaga with 6 straight points without leaving Mizzou's end of the floor. That's efficiency. 15 seconds to play. Tigers down 3. Paulding with a hand in his face. Oh, he's stuck it, tied at 73. Overtime. Paulding again an OT, open for 3. They have 23 points, just 8 of 29 shooting, though. Mizzou up 4. Gonzaga doesn't quit. They never do. Down 1. Torioff, the turnaround. 21 of his 23 coming after halftime. Mizzou's possession. Jimmy McKinney, that's a charge. Less than 20 seconds to play. Missouri down 3. They want to get to the Paulding. Oh, he's got a foot on the line. Barely. Oh, that's close, but a good call. Gonzaga gets the win, 87-80 in overtime. And the Zags, they're dancing. They lost their opener, but now they've won 7 straight.
Number 9, Arizona hosting 21st-ranked Marquette. Golden Eagles up a 6-pack in the closing seconds of the first half. Steve Novak on the chase for the loose ball. Plays beat the clock, and we have a winner. 10-0 run for Marquette. Novak had 21. Looked like Tom Crean's halftime speech was better than Lute Olson's. Travis Diener behind the back into the lane. He had 21 points, 10 assists, no turnovers in 38 minutes. Marquette was rolling, but Arizona started plucking eagle feathers. Made 7 of 10 threes in the second half. Salim Stoudemire, 7 of 9 from distance for the game. This game will be tied after this turnover. Mustafa Shakur he finishes. Crean would call these Cats as good a team as his club has played in his 5 years at Marquette. Son Adams, 20 points, 14 in the second half. And then this breakaway stuff, going to cap a 12-zip run. It was like a shark smelling blood, said one Arizona player. 85-75 Arizona.
Going to need a bigger post.
How ducky would things go for Oregon at 7th-ranked Kansas? Well, not very. Lights went out to start the second half. Oregon should have snuck out of Kemper Arena. Technical problems hampering the Ducks this season.
My head may explode in a half an hour if that keeps up. It stopped. The boat has successfully made its way into the port, and it's starting again. Oh, no.
That was last week against Marshall. Oregon opened the second half of this game on an 11-0 run. This part of that, Luke Jackson, the rebound, Adam Zahn giving it back. Jackson had 27, but Kansas goes on a 14-5 run to bust the Ducks beat. Wayne Simeon, he got the arrow right there. This is his first game at Kemper since he hurt his shoulder there last season. He had 19 points, 14 boards, and the assist to Aaron Miles. He finished with 16. Kansas finishes off Oregon 77. Perhaps a surprise team of the early season hosting St. Louis. That's Arizona transfer Will Bynum breaking his first game sweat for the Ramblin' Wreck. Sat out the first 8 games because of the transfer rule. He had 6 points in 11 minutes. Now, while the Billikens were getting busted, the cheerleaders had to play some defense. Second half, St. Louis with a rare transition bucket. But then here comes Tech, getting ready for another score. And watch out, cheerleaders.
Here come the Yellow Jackets. Right back at you. Oh, my goodness. Ismail Muhammad gets the women and children off the baseline.
You know, cheerleaders are considered athletes by many, and it's going to take a lot more to scare off that Yell squad from the end line. In the end, it was Tech 75-62. Yellow Jackets 8-0. Go, fight, win.
Brave bunch.
13th ranked Stanford hosted UNLV. Rebels 2-0 against the Pac-10 this season. First half, Cardinals up a half rack. Rob Little finds Justin Davis, a completely old-fashioned three-point play. Stanford up 15. UNLV ended the first half with 3 straight three-pointers to pull within 44-35. That's not one of them, though. That's Matt Loddick of Stanford. He had 17. Second half, more Davis. Senior forward, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and no turnovers. Stanford remains unbeaten. 86-71 winners. Second half, Huskers up 20. Big Red's Jason DeRusso. The big dunk. No! It brings the basket standard down. It gets the top 10 nomination. Their Vols would want to change baskets. They went more than 15 minutes without a field goal. DeRusso in Nebraska handled Tennessee by 15. 77-62 your final.
UConn's Emeka Okafor out with a bad back, sitting out Saturday's visit from Quinnipiac in stores. Ben Gordon, a one-man team. He had his name on the front of his jersey. Gordon, the 3. Ben Gordon will have nights where he just vanishes on you, and then he has nights where he just can't miss. 7 of 9 from the three-point area in the first half. 8 of 13 from 3 land in the game. He was on fire. Final seconds, first half. Gordon outscored Quinnipiac 23-20 at halftime. He finished with 28. Huskies 7-1. They beat Quinnipiac 88-55. Illinois with a 20-game home winning streak at Assembly Hall in Champaign. Illini hosting Memphis. Darren Williams out after breaking his jaw on Thursday's win over Maryland Eastern Shore. Richard McBride for 3. Final ticks of the first half. Illini up 1 at halftime. McBride, a freshman who was suspended for the first 4 games of the season for violating team rules, finds James Augustine there. Almost foul. Augustine had 21. McBride had 22. And Illinois wins 74-64, snapping Memphis's 5-game winning streak.
Portland taking on Duke. Sheldon Williams, and Duke, look at the Blue Devils defense, stifling Williams. Get that? No, get it out of here. Shaflick Randolph with the block. Duke had 11 first half blocks. Lou Aldane can play, by the way, folks. On offense, this big fella can knock down a 3. He goes for a game-high 15 points. Second half, more Duke defense. Sean Dockery, loose ball, pushing it. And watch the little dish to Randolph following. Duke wins big, 84-43. Impressive.
The Akron Zips against the number 8 North Carolina Tar Heels. First half, Heels by 3. Jackie Manuel with the steal. Holla at your boy. Still, though, after shooting 52% this year, the Heels only shot 38% on Sunday. Second half, Sean May was just a man. He had 10 points and a career-high 21 rebounds. Akron trying to close in. Melvin Scott, with the rip to Rashad McCants. Yep. Heels blocked 9 shots, outboarded the Zips 53-40. They win at 64-53.
Pittsburgh against Happy Osborne's NAIA-powered Georgetown, Kentucky. They don't have enough power to hang with Jerron Brown there. He had 12.6 rebounds. But they gave the Panthers a fight. Carl Krauser. Whoa, Mark Carroll almost falls down. Kristaps Wood scored. Pitt wins it in a tight one, though, 79-74.
Trying to right the ship, snap that 3-game losing streak, hosting South Florida at the Breslin Center. The Spartans' 4 losses have come to Kansas, Duke, Oklahoma, and Kentucky. Those 4 schools each in the top 8 with a combined 41 Final Fours. While they're playing South Florida here, not quite as tough an opponent. South Florida, the Bulls, only 2 NCAA tournament appearances, 90 and 92. Both were first-round exits. Chris Hill, little pick and roll. Paul Davis, look at Davis, rolls right to the basket.
Double pick.
Nice, 2 of his 12. Michigan State on its way to a 42-19 first half. Again, Chris Hill using the high screen. This is the same play, working it with Alan Anderson. He had 10, and Michigan State wins. 73-60, the Spartans snapped that 3-game losing streak.
John Brady's LSU Tigers unbeaten 4-0, taking on Utah. First time ever. They had no answer for Jaime Ureta. His favorite player, of course, LSU's most famous big alum, Shaq. Ureta here, driving, finishing. Tigers up 13-8. Dale Brown in attendance. He suffered a stroke and is recovering, so he's pleased to see LSU playing well. Ureta again. 4 Utah defenders sleeping. Ureta went for 16 and 8 boards. Justin Hawkins ran right into him. What's the call going to be? No! Look at the LSU fans. Down goes the striped one, Antonio Hudson, 3-ball. LSU a winner, 65-51. They are 5-0. Yeah.
LSU winning streak belongs to Duke. 31 straight at Cameron Indoor, heading into Wednesday's visit from Princeton. This was originally called Duke Indoor Stadium until 1972. The very first opponent, you got it, Princeton, January 6th, 1940. Duke won in a shootout, 36-27. I think that's the score of several NBA games tonight. Since then, Duke has won 650 games in the building. Daniel Ewing hits a 3. He had 15. Princeton down 5. Ed Persia for 3. The Princeton Tigers hanging around. They're down 4 at halftime, but they hit only 2 of 18 threes for the game. Early second, Mike Stevens gives them a 1-point lead. It's as close as they would get, though. Sean Dockery, the steal. Adel finish, his only hoop of the night. Duke up 8. Then it's Chris Duhon to Luol Deng, who had 15 of his 18 in the second half. He is a player. And Duke wins 69-51. The home court winning streak at Cameron Indoor now up to 32.
Number 5, Arizona, taking on St. Mary's in Tucson. Picking up second half, St. Mary's up 5. Jonathan Sanders, offensive board, and he puts it in. Gales go up 59-52, looking for the upset. Arizona beat them by 60 2 years ago. Later in the second half, Arizona down 2. Hassan Adams putting it down for his squad. Ties it at 62. He had 23. Late second half, St. Mary's up 3 on the inbound. Salim Stoudemire lays it in. 1-point game, 16 for Stoudemire. Same score, next Wildcat possession, Channing Frye. 18 of his career-high 26 in the second half. Then less than 30 seconds left, Arizona up 3, trying to put it away. E.J. Rowland elects not to shoot the 3, but he can't hit. Cats made their foul shots. They avoid the upset. 84-78 the final.
Playing their first road game this year, Luis Flores for 3. He had 15. Manhattan leads at halftime, 42-34. But Billy Edelin and the Q's come back. Edelin, 14 of his 17 in the second half. It's a little short bunny turnaround here, and Syracuse survives 69-63. The Orange have won 4 in a row.
Alabama A&M and Georgia Tech. Luke Schencher, good position for the jump hook. Then Will Bynum, Arizona transfer for 3. Part of a 24-2 run by the Jackets. Then Jared Jack with a steal. Tech's guard play has been outstanding in the early season, and now they got Schencher going inside. He had a game-high 22 points. Tech in transition again. Schencher again. And Georgia Tech wins the big 74-41. Jackets now 9-0.